Mall escalator rips open woman's leg in freak accident. A woman's shopping trip went horribly wrong when a piece of flesh was sliced off her leg by a mall escalator on Monday in Malaysia. The incident occurred at the Sunway Pyramid Mall in Selangor. The 20-year-old woman was shopping with a friend at the time, and obviously having no sense of the impending danger, she and the friend got on the escalator. Right as she was about to get off, a metal plate came unhinged and popped up, slicing into her right calf. Gruesome photos of the incident posted to Facebook show blood pouring from the woman's leg and flesh hanging from her calf. Managers at the Sunway Pyramid Mall later announced that the woman was taken to a nearby hospital and is recovering well. They said the escalator had been misused prior to the accident. The mall will introduce unipoles at all escalator takeoffs and landings to keep strollers, trolleys, or wheelchairs off the escalator. They also reminded visitors not to lean against the moving handrails. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Escalator accidents can be so horrific, it's no wonder many people are terrified of them.
Mother saves toddler but gets crushed by escalator. 30-year-old mother Xiang Liujun was killed by a broken escalator on Sunday, but not before rescuing her 2-year-old son by pushing him out of harm's way. Xiang and her son were in a shopping mall around 10 a.m. in Jingzhou City in the central Chinese province of Hubei. They got off the escalator and a security surveillance camera caught the tragic moment when a floor panel collapsed, trapping Xiang in the moving escalator. 3 employees witnessed the incident. One of them escorted the toddler away while another tried to help Xiang, but the machine was too powerful. Her body wasn't found until nearly 4 hours later when rescue workers pulled her remains from the disassembled escalator. Footage of the incident has spread on the internet, and Chinese netizens have reacted with outrage, as well as questions about safety and negligence. According to the Wuhan Evening News, the metal panel had recently been replaced, but construction workers had failed to secure it with screws. Local authorities are investigating the cause of the accident, as the department store faces public backlash following the tragedy.
Chinese man's leg crushed in yet another escalator accident. In the latest attack by an angry Chinese escalator, an unnamed 35-year-old cleaner lost part of his left leg after it was ground to mincemeat by a faulty escalator in a Shanghai mall. On the night of August 1st, as Cloud9 shopping mall was closing, the cleaner was about to do some work when suddenly one of the floor plates shifted, causing the man to fall into the motor pit and get his left leg crushed in the process. Luckily, the escalator stopped after he fell in, otherwise it could have been much worse. He was immediately rushed to the hospital, where doctors had to amputate part of his leg. His family said it was only his 3rd month on the job. The accident is the latest in a series of brutal escalator stories from the Middle Kingdom. In 2011, a boy was killed and 30 people were injured when an escalator at the Beijing Zoo suddenly reversed directions. Last week, a mother was crushed to death at a mall in Hubei after saving her son. Then a few days later, a toddler got his arm mangled in Guangxi. China's lax attitude towards safety has caused accidents everywhere to escalate. So, if you live in China, might we suggest taking the stairs? Tired legs are better than crushed legs, don't you think?
Man plummets to his death in horrific escalator accident. With a string of accidents in recent years in which people have become caught in escalators or fallen from them, it should be clear by now that these conveniences can be killers. While some have been lucky enough to emerge from an escalator accident alive, like one 2-year-old toddler in China who survived a nasty fall, and a 5-year-old Russian girl who made a full recovery after getting dragged by the escalator rails and plummeting 2 stories. The latest victim of a moving staircase in Kazan, Russia, was not so lucky. Footage shows the unidentified 54-year-old man stepping on a downward-moving escalator located in what looks like a shopping center. He loses his balance a moment later and tumbles over the side. After flipping in mid-air, the man dives headfirst and lands right on the head of an unsuspecting 74-year-old man. The pair collapse and nearby shoppers rush to their aid. While the 74-year-old only received head injuries, the man who fell was reportedly killed. After reviewing the CCTV footage, police suspect he may have been drunk.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. That poor puppy. New Year's Eve was harrowing for one terrier who almost lost a paw to an escalator at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport. The dog was flying back to New York with its humans that night and was walking up an escalator when its hind leg was swallowed by the escalator guard. The freaked out owners attempted to free their pooch only to get bitten by the distressed animal. Airport security tried to help but couldn't free the pup without the proper tools. Firefighters eventually saved the day, freeing the terrier from the escalator's clutches and returning it to its humans, both of whom refused treatment for their bites. The dog wasn't seriously injured, but the incident should serve as a warning to keep animals off the moving steps.
A 48-year-old woman died a horrific and terrifying death on Thursday when her scarf got caught in a moving escalator in a subway station in Montreal, Canada. The freak accident occurred around 9:15 a.m. at the Fabre metro station on the city's Blue Line. It appears that shortly after stepping onto the descending escalator, her scarf becomes stuck. As she leans over to try and pull it free, her hair also becomes entangled. The scarf tightens around her neck. She is unable to free herself. At the bottom, people rush to help her. She is unconscious, lying on her back, but still breathing. The escalator stops. Responding to an emergency call from a witness, paramedics and firefighters arrive and try to revive her at the scene. Their attempts fail and she is declared dead. Police say they will review security camera footage to try and determine exactly the circumstances of the woman's death. Bob Lammel, a spokesperson for the city's ambulance service, told local media, "We see accidents in escalators, but I don't recall a situation like this where somebody was physically trapped in the mechanism. I've never seen anything quite like this."